So here are the top three. Number one, you have to have only one clear offer. There is not 5 offers. There's no throwing spaghetti at the wall and I do 6 things. It's I am known for one thing that is the solution to one pain point for one specific audience, and I do it in the following way. You have to be crystal clear about your offer. I come from the luxury industry, Melanie. That's where my provenance was before coaching. And if there's one thing I understand, it's this. A good product is 50% of your marketing. A good offer is 50% of the entire game. The second thing that you have to have is a process for delivery that guarantees the results too. And so the second thing we work on is a really solid framework for delivery of or service, making sure that you always cover your client from A to Z. They get what they're paying for.
Yeah.
And number 3, the systems for marketing that is working for you. I have at least 4 that I work with all the time that really work for me.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us at the Elite Expert Insider podcast today. We have another great, fantastic show. I've got a super guest here with me today. Her name is Keren Eldad. She is an author. She has a book that is called Breaking Free from the Cage of Ambition, Perfection, and the Relentless Pursuit of More. Life-changing book for women. And imagine almost anyone who could probably help just a little bit. And she is a coach. She is an entrepreneur. She is a speaker. And if you're wondering how to make your life a little bit better, and all of us, I want to make it a lot better. I think she has the tools to do that for us. We're going to talk about leadership today, confidence. We're going to talk about sales and having emotionally better, all the things that she's great at helping her clients do. So Keren, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for the chance to be here. It's a great pleasure.
So tell us a little bit, how did you get started in this field?
The coaching business I came about, honestly, just pretty much any other coach I have met or any masterful coach I've interviewed on my podcast, Coached.
Yeah.
And that is through the collapse of my own life. I learned the way that doing things right does not necessarily get you the life of your dreams. And so I went about the same inner journey other people go about, breaking piece by piece of my life apart, only to reassemble it through the work of coaching, through the inner journey. And once I figured out, Melanie, that I've found a way that works and that got me a different life, I put it in a system and I decided to sell it to my LinkedIn list. I had 600 people on that LinkedIn list. It was rather informal, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And the coaching business was born. That was 8 years ago.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you think some of the biggest hurdles that your clients, it seems like you work mostly with business people, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Founders and executives, yes.
What do you think some of the biggest hurdles that they're facing today that you're having to deal with them?
They think
Help them
that
deal
their
with?
problems are overwhelm, time management, imposter syndrome, upper limit that they feel towards their high stakes promotion, or the ceiling that they're feeling against their success. But there are aimlessness and restlessness and over aggression towards themselves and ambition that has run amok. In other words, has gotten out of control. And that's really the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is that they're just not whole within themselves. So that is what my process is about. It's about not going broader, but going deeper so that you can finally come to terms with who you are.
That kind of brings me that aimlessness and that feeling, almost it's building the blocks on yourself, like getting that emotional intelligence keyed in first. Because I know as a business owner myself, you feel like you're on this treadmill doing the same thing all the time and maybe being stagnant. And how do you guide somebody to tap into their emotional intelligence and get rid of that aimlessness? What are some of the things that they should think about and steps that they should take?
Ideally, if you own your own business, you kind of want to be a little connected to your purpose. Otherwise, this is going to be brutal. Business is brutal, as Melanie. This is not for the faint of heart. And we know this, especially in the coaching industry, by the way. 82% of coaches do not make it past year 2. It's like the real estate industry. It's very aggressive. So mission alignment, real focus, a real knowing that you were born to do this is critical. It's to know what you were born for. In order to begin this work, my book, Gilded, offers you a set of exercises to help you remember who you are, what you truly love, and what your preferences are. And by the way, that doesn't usually mean I need to change industry, I need to shut down this business and open a new one. It just means I have to awaken within myself what I'm truly passionate about and what I'm truly
Yeah.
designed for, and start aiming at it within my current role or within my current practice. And so there are just tweaks to do this that will solve the aimlessness issue. Here's what will not save the aimlessness issue: working harder, numbing with
Mhm.
like scrolling, shopping, and other numbing behaviors. We won't
Yeah.
name the very aggressive ones, and trying shortcuts. The only way out is in.
That reminds me a little bit of, it's like when you say, keep your marriage alive or relationship, it's remember what you felt like when you were first dating. And it's almost that same thing when whether it's a job or you
Yeah.
started a business, why were you excited about it in the first place? Because there
So,
had to be
yeah.
something that
It's
got
the
you
same
excited.
as a marriage, a little more aggressive, I hope,
Yeah.
than your marriage. The thing about business, and you and I were talking before about how this day can get out of hand, etc. When you're a founder or an entrepreneur, you have just, we can easily get lost in the stress of it all. We could
Yeah.
easily get lost in the maintenance of it all, in the trying to stay afloat, in trying to pay our employees, and really trying to make enormous gains, right? And so the problem is, after a while, that becomes a grind. And any grind is not as exciting as the first 1 year of sex that you're having with your partner. And
Right.
so to go back to that is really useful. It's really useful for you to just do the mental exercises of remembering who you are, what you
Mhm.
naturally love, and what did light you up, exactly as in a marriage said.
And wouldn't it be the same too? It transcends into leadership. I want to talk about leadership a little bit. If you're not feeling the vibe as the leader, that transcends into the culture of your business too, don't you think?
That's exactly right. That's why the work is so important and fundamental, because it's like being around a group of teenagers. If you're not being authentic, they'll smell it on you.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same with leadership. If you're not lit up from within, if the charisma, the riz, as the kids say, is not real, they will
Yeah.
know that it's not real. And so you're better off learning how to become a leader first and foremost, aligned with the mission of the company, a
Yeah.
leader who is living their purpose, but also a leader who is therefore able to be honest, to be
Yeah.
transparent, and to allow for criticism and feedback, which makes you a much, much more holistically equipped leader.
I love that, asking for feedback and not being afraid to be criticized. And how do you get your leaders to say, "Hey," you can just come out and say, "Hey, tell me it's okay if you don't like what I'm doing," to be brutally honest, but they're afraid sometimes to tell you what they think or to push back on you. Are there ways to communicate that in a good way so people feel empowered to do that?
Yes, you have to learn how to, and I'm going to cite another great teacher here, Brene Brown.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great to remember to build your container. The way is to really learn who you are, to stand tall within who you are, to know that you are good, to understand that the criticism, therefore, isn't going to kill you. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're bad. It mean you're an affront to society, because that's what happens, right? When we meet any
Yeah.
piece of information, any piece of critical information, we automatically revert back to our childhood selves and we think, oh no, I am bad. I've done something bad. So we'll naturally
Yeah.
be defiant. But if you know that I am good and that this person is on my team and they want the best for me and this is legitimately good feedback, then I'm going to welcome the criticism and sit with it and entertain it. The thing that's really important is discernment. You should be also able, because you know that you are good, to also
Yeah.
tell the difference between criticism and noise from people in the cheap seats in the back. There are people who are offering you criticism that is completely irrelevant, that is not likely to be true, and
Yeah.
doesn't resonate with you. You should also have the fortitude to say thank you, but no thank you.
That's true. I was just thinking about that, like, someone gives you ideas and you appreciate the idea, but you're like, "Because I'm the boss or I've been down there, I know that's not gonna work." How do you gracefully let them down where they don't feel like, "I said what I wanted and they didn't like it, so I'm not gonna say that anymore?"
No, I usually say I really appreciate it, and then I take the time to explain why I differ.
Yeah.
And I give them an opportunity to therefore clarify the idea, because perhaps I didn't understand it correctly.
Right.
Perhaps I haven't tried it exactly the way that they're suggesting. But I do want them to have the full information of why I am rejecting this criticism.
Yeah.
And also express appreciation for them so that they are encouraged to continue their advice and opinions. Because most people are like my mom. They're wrong about almost everything, but they are very well-meaning.
Your poor mom.
I love her so much. She's wonderful, and she doesn't mind that I poke at her.
That's hilarious. I just know it comes back in the circle. You get to the same age where you think if you have kids and your kids are like, Mom, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not cool anymore.
I know.
That kind of brings me to I like it because it's like having a conversation with people on your team when you're having a team meeting instead of just like, no, that's not going to work. This is why I don't think it's going to work. But tell me more. Like
Yes,
maybe let's have a conversation about it. Maybe I didn't get the full idea. Do you have
exactly.
ways that you think I'm saying that we've tried that before. Is there a new way to make that work? Is there new technology to make that work? Or do you have a different viewpoint if we expand on it more and make it more of a conversation?
Exactly. In other words, it's not a hard no. It's just, let me give you my reservations. And I really, really appreciate that you said that anyway.
Yeah, and walk through the whole thing. And then how do you build like part of this is what you're getting at is too, we talked about the emotionalness and the leadership part, and it's really having the confidence. So many of us are walking in imposter syndrome. How do you build that confidence mastery? You talk about confidence mastery. How do you build that in someone
Yeah.
so you can be unshakable?
There are a couple of things. The first is be good. It's really hard to come at you if you know that you're good.
Hmm.
And so the posturing is the first thing that has to die. One of the things that people don't like it when I say, but is the truth, is if you want to stop feeling like an imposter, stop being one. Shortcuts, do things properly, do the right things. The best way to feel good, be good, period, the end. The next thing is drop the perfectionism. The perfectionism is actually working against you. Start asking yourself whether your standards are perfectionist or high. They're very different things. A standard is a wonderful thing. It's a nice goal. It's an attainable goal. Perfectionist standards are unattainable completely, and they are cruel. And you can tell the difference by just gauging how they feel. Perfectionist standards hurt, high standards do not hurt. Your job is to always lullaby your way back to a high standard. And as a result of that, you'll have more meaningful, growth oriented mindsets.
Yeah.
And that will allow you to overcome imposter syndrome. And the third and most important thing, I think, is you have to know your leverage. Everybody needs to start, I think, creating for themselves a brag book where they collect accolades and they collect cards where people told you were great and where they also write down their accomplishment. Because of a bias known as recency bias, our brain is only going to calculate the last thing that happened to us towards our image of ourselves. So, for example, if Melanie didn't like her interview with me, and I don't know, you said you're a mean person, then I would automatically start to feel like I've been a mean person my whole life and catastrophize around it, right? Anyone knows who's been in a meeting with a boss who said, talk. A brag book or knowing your leverage just keeps you cognizant of the fact that, with due respect, you've done some good things around here.
Yeah.
You know a few things. You are wise and good and sturdy and hardworking. And it's very good to remember that, because that's the ultimate confidence and the ultimate combat to imposter syndrome.
And I love that because in business, ultimately, a client's not going to be happy at one point or another. Something's going to go wrong. Might
Yeah.
not even be your fault. Might be some technology that broke down or something. And instead of taking it personally, like can hurt, like you say, that's the last thing you heard a customer say, and then you start to doubt that your really product and your service is good, is to go back and read that brag book. Go back and read the letters of people who said that you were wonderful and enjoyed working with you and thought you were the best and can't wait to send more people to you. So
Exactly.
I like
And
to,
as you become more famous, by the way, it's clackers and like on the internet who are telling you that they're not good, who have never met you. So it's
right.
really important for you to continue to just surround yourself with real data.
Yeah, I agree. My son does a lot of stuff on social media, and he was having some people that were giving him a negative thing, and then he would reply with a video, like comically making fun of it to just put it in perspective. Oh yeah, like he would agree with him. Yeah, this is really the way it is, and then like you could see how ridiculous it was, and that was his way to really fight back
Yeah.
with that and gain his confidence back. That
I love
this is
that.
really who I
I
am.
think that's fantastic of your son. TikTok does have that feature now. We've enjoyed clapping back very much. Also to correct people, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's an opinion, Trump's opinion.
That's right. Everyone's got their own opinion, so I like that. Let's dive into sales and marketing. So you're working with people not just for leadership, emotion, and relationships. You're actually helping them build their business from a building block of sales and marketing. What are you doing in that field to master that?
So after we complete mindset coaching or foundation coaching, which is the first thing, you have to have your head on straight.
Yeah.
You have to have your emotional intelligence on straight. And you really have to be able to think. What coaching imparts first and foremost is a system for thinking that actually works. After
Hmm.
that, we can move into executive coaching or business coaching for anyone in the $0 to $5 million category is a sales and marketing game. To tell you this, if you dislike sales and marketing, but that is the name of the game until you're at 5 million and you're truly like fully hired out and it's the
Hmm.
engine that's now running for you. And so, what I really teach you to do first and foremost is to learn how to think about networking, about marketing, and about sales in a way that is proactive rather than reactive, in a way that really sees this as easy, fun, exciting, interesting, something that you can select your way through, something that is aligned with who you are authentically, than something that you feel forced to do or compromised in. The second thing
Yeah.
is really the systems that work. We teach you all the basic systems for marketing and for sales that help you get from zero to your first million or
Hmm.
500,000 to a million and then a million plus. And those are the ones that we're really experts. We truly understand what is needed in most cases in most businesses of this size. Once you master that, you're good enough. In other words, you're already dangerous enough to lead other teams who can do that for you.
So give
I
us
could get really granular here, but
yeah,
I don't
give
know
us
how you
some of
want.
those basic blocks that they need that you're saying that every business needs to do so people can walk away and
Okay.
go, oh, yeah, I'm going to take those top three and use those.
So here are the top three. Number one, you have to have one, only one clear offer. There is not five offers. There's no throwing spaghetti at the wall and I do six things. It's I am known for one thing that is the solution to one pain point for one specific audience. And I do it in the following way. You have to be crystal clear about your offer. I come from the luxury industry, Melanie. That's where my provenance was before coaching. And if there's one thing I understand, it's this: a good product is 50% of your marketing, a offer is 50% of the entire game. The second
Sure.
thing that you have to have is a process for delivery that guarantees the results too. And so the second thing we work on is a really solid framework for delivery of or service, making sure that you always cover your client from A to Z. They get what they're paying for.
Yeah.
And number three, the systems for marketing that is working for you. I have at least four that I work with all the time that really work for me,
Yeah.
but I like to teach you how to truly embrace it and go all in on it. For example, newsletters,
Mhm.
personal appearances, networking, podcasting. There
Yeah.
are many others, of course. There's social media, there's advertising, etc. But whatever it is, we then take you through exactly how to move that. In the world of high ticket sales, my focus is usually going to be on the four that I mentioned. That is, we'll break it down for you.
I love that. I think that does really break it down for those people that are just, most people are in that 0 to 5 million
Yeah,
and having that core offer. Our core offer obviously is publishing, making you a best-selling author, award winner, and we have the processes to do that. But then in that, as your business grows, you realize, oh, what's the next phase to keep that customer on? Oh, they need marketing. Like you were saying, get on podcasts. So now we offer automated podcast booking services so they can get interviews.
yeah,
It's keeping those offers clear to keep them in your funnel as you grow. But
exactly.
starting out, just have that utmost clarity on what you're offering and who you are, I think is just so many people lose that along the way. And when you ask that question, I was at a networking group and I asked everybody, said what they did. And it was so like, I'm a CPA, I do your bookkeeping. And I was like, what makes you different? What makes you like, there was
Yeah.
nothing else to that. Like, you have to know, like you say, the purpose and the meaning behind it and who you're really serving. That I'm sure you walk them through all that because otherwise you're just another CPA that
Yeah.
does the same thing as everybody else.
Exactly. You have to understand what your unique sales proposition is, what the pain is of the audience that you solve, and that is the truth. That is the anchor of what your offer is.
Yeah, that's what I've
Because
been
people
learning.
are never looking for a CPA to do their accounting. Sorry to tell you.
That's right. I come from a television background. I used to own a couple TV stations and we would run a lot of infomercials and it always starts with the pain. Oh, have you tried everything to lose weight? Are you slow and sluggish? Here's all the terrible pain points that you've had. And then, oh, the solution is, wouldn't you like to be able to run around with your grandkids? And solution is take our product and then these are the benefits and all the way your life is going to change from it.
Exactly. That's what people are coming for. And never underestimate how much they will pay for what will truly be the solution that they're looking for to their pain, not
Yes.
for a service.
Yeah, it's so true. They want to know what it's going to look like when they're done and how they're done. Tell people where they can reach out to have you as a coach for them.
I would be so thrilled. The best way to get in touch is on KerenEldad.com. That's KerenEldad.com. Or if you'd like to review my program, go to CoachKeren.com, which is Coach Keren.com. You'll also be able to book a complimentary clarity call with me if you like. And the rest is in Gilded and on the podcast Coached.
Yeah, definitely get the book too. It's on Amazon. All right. The name of the book again is Gilded, Breaking Free from a Cage of Ambition, Perfection, and Restlessness, Pursuit of More Life-Changing, and it's life-changing for women. So grab that book as well, and we'll put all that information in the show notes. And I hope you have a great week. Remember, if you're looking to publish a book, reach out to us at eliteonlinepublishing.com. Our promise is that we'll make you a #1 international bestseller, and we also have book awards for our authors. We'll see you next time. Have a fabulous week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Keren. Hey, are you looking to increase your revenue, build credibility, and elevate your brand? This podcast is brought to you by Elite Online Publishing, an innovative publishing and full-spectrum marketing company. They will publish and market your book to make it a #1 bestseller. Becoming an author is the best way to market your business. So contact them at eliteonlinepublishing.com today. All of their authors become #1 bestsellers.